Hi everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers Studio Series 8604 Hot Rod from Transformers the movie. Yes, you can see him there in his quote-unquote futuristic sports car mode, which pull off the side, good look at this box, because yep, there he is with there's a nice artwork of him opening the Matrix 8604 and the Transformers the movie and Studio Series and ages 8+ and Transformers and Generations and Scar Tomy. All that stuff, and on the top you have Transformers the movie little cutout slot thing, and then you got Hot Rod, a close-up of him yelling, also Voyager size. Oh no, it's Voyager, but even though it doesn't look like a Voyager. Huh, interesting. And also there's the more artwork of him, and there's 86 again, and authentic Transformers on the bottom. You got warnings and copyrights, and on the back you have, well, the product shots, including his display thing, and backdrop and warnings and all that stuff, and Big Screen Inspired and Depths of Unicron is the backdrop, and Hot Rod lights the darkest hour. Turbo Rev and Young Punk. Also comes with instructions, which, yeah, pretty straightforward. Those, pretty. Yeah, tell you all the, tell you how to transform and all. It's a little bit about accessories and whatnot. There you go. So, Studio Series Hot Rod. Everyone's been going gaga over this one. Basically, I've seen people unironically praising it as the best Hot Rod figure we've ever gotten, which, okay, to be fair, yeah, it's really good in robot. But here's the thing, yeah, so here he is in his sports car mode. You can see he's got his usual kind of reddish, well, this is, I don't think, quite the right color technically. I'm not sure. It's a little off because, his color is more maroon in the movie, and this is, I don't think this is quite accurate, but it's pretty close. He's got his little orange headlights, his flame deco, the Autobot symbol, his engine, the swept back blue windshield, silver pipes, silver picked up, silver on the hubcaps here, but not on the back, which kind of makes sense because you're not really seeing them well. And you got the big old yellow spoiler, and the back end is, yeah, it's not the best. Back end's not the best. It's just kind of, you see the knees just there. On the side, you can kind of see, yeah, 8 sheets, which kind of needed to because of it. But he does roll. So that's something. He's going to ride in style and all that stuff. But yeah, here's the thing. I've noticed that every single Hot Rod, yes, even including the Masterpiece guys, don't quite get it right. Every single one of them have something about them that isn't quite accurate to the movie. And I think it's just because, honestly, Hot Rod's design in the movie is actually technically impossible in 3D. It wouldn't surprise me if that's pretty much it. So all of them have that thing of, like, they look right from a certain angle. Like him right here, it looks very right. But then you start moving it around and kind of something starts going wrong. It's just one of those things. And of course, the back here is wrong, too. Every single one of them has something that get right and then, like, something else to get very wrong, almost. Except for the ones that are obviously not trying to be the movie. Obviously, but yeah, he's also, mine's got a weird little like splotch or something right there on the side of the windshield that just kind of stinks. Yeah, big thing here is a lot of people have complained that these parts right here don't quite often sit flush very well in the car mode. Mine do. Apparently this is a kind of a hit or miss thing where sometimes it does. Well, not just these, but like the arms in general. Like people have complained like there's massive gaps on the side, and when on mine you can see a bit of a line, but honestly it kind of more or less fits together. So I got lucky. I got a good one that doesn't have that problem. But apparently a lot of them have the thing where it's like this arm is just this massive gap, and these shoulder thing, these parts don't plug in very well and everything. And people have resorted to like modifying the shoulders by like cutting a little notch and making it so basically the shoulders on sliders, which does work. It's just kind of a weird thing you have to do. Also, people have complained about this hinge because it's yellow and it's right there and it's garish and it ruins everything. And it's just like, it's an unpaintable yellow hinge, guys. Well, it's unpaintable with their paint. You can paint it yourself if it really upsets you, but it doesn't bother me. The other thing is it's a Voyager figure. It's a Voyager class figure, but it's deluxe size, and that upsets a lot of people right there and then. But again, it doesn't bother me because he comes with accessories. What accessories are those? Well, a couple of them, including comes with these little flame effect parts, just little blue flames, which can actually just peg on to the back here on the little exhaust pipes. Just, so you can, has go fast fire. Whee! Just like that. He also has, well, his guns, which he didn't use in the movie, but it's just kind of expected for him to have these guns now. The 2 rifles, which are a little different, but yeah. He's got these things, which, on here you can actually peg them in the engine like usual, his doofy engine, except they use the little little tabs on the sides of the guns instead of the pegs themselves. So you can have this goofy little I'm gonna shoot you with my engine thing. You can also scrape the crap out of the paint too. You can do that, and then you got this little cutter thing, which then can tab. Supposedly you can tab on here, although on mine the tabs don't line up super well for that to be doable. Kind of works, but yeah, you can do that there. You have it all tabbed in there. Or you can also tab it in up here on the top of the roof of the car instead. Although, yeah, mine doesn't still do the other very well, and it also scrapes the paint, so I don't like to do it. There's a couple of accessories, but I'll get into those in the robot mode when I get there. Also, because, well, this is Hot Rod, and I seem to do this every single time with Hot Rod because I guess some sort of pent-up thing from when I was a kid and I didn't have a Hot Rod toy until I was much older. I have a lot of Hot Rods. So here's the old Classics Hot Rod. Remember that? Definitely not screen accurate, but, you know, reminiscent and also noticeably larger. You can see that, and more orange than yellow. The old Classics one. There's that. Here he is with the Titan's Return Hot Rod with that thing plugged in for some reason. So the Titan's Return Hot Rod, which again, a bit bigger. Very different shape though. You know, again, somewhat reminiscent, and weirdly enough, actually this guy takes a couple inspirations from this guy, including how this hinge works and some of the back stuff in the back. Yeah, you know, so you got those. And the Power of the Primes Hot Rod, which, yeah, is not fitting together properly right now. You get that guy, which is noticeably larger, but also weirdly boxy and incorrect, and I'm not sure I actually transformed it right. Yeah, that's a thing. And finally, because, as always, G1 Hot Rod. Well, this is the Walmart reissue, but still, G1 Hot Rod. You can see that. These are actually they're actually pretty close in size and everything. You can see that. Although he's taller, but yeah. So there's that. And one final point of comparison here is with the Studio Series Jazz, just to show, yes, he is very much a deluxe size Transformer in a Voyager box because of all his accessories. And basically also currently because his engineering is a lot more complicated in this guy, which was one of those things where it's like they're now getting used to the idea of, well, size is not equal class anymore, is now complexity and parts count equals class regardless. So yeah, there's your comparison for those two. So I'm going to go ahead and get him transformed. And so to get started on that, what you do is, what I like to do is, well, take this, you want to kind of get your fingernail underneath the engine block here at the back here and flip that up, the front end hood up, so then you can unclip these and bring them down in like that. And then the arms, what I like to do is actually to untab everything, just kind of push on the elbow hinge, and that just kind of gets everything squared away, and just rotate that around to the front. Same on this side, just do that and rotate that around. It just makes it so everything just kind of unhooks itself and also closes back up. Don't really tab it in all the way, just kind of close it back up to get it out of the way a little bit. Back here, what you want to do is push down on these panels right here a little bit, so it can free this part, and you can lift that up. And then the legs here, what you want to do is you want to untab this from the side. It kind of tabs on the side. You want to untab that and kind of spread the legs out so you can open that up all the way and extend the leg out all the way. You can then take the foot and bring it out. Take this part right here with the wheel and everything, untab it and rotate it inward into the inside of this part, and then close this up and tab it into the side, like so. Same thing on this side. Same thing on this side. Just open this up. Rotate at the knee, straighten out, bring down the foot, take this, untab that, rotate it inward, collapse it in like that, and then close this up into the back of the leg. Mine, this one particularly doesn't always like to stay tabbed in. Sometimes it will though, and often though it just kind of pops itself back out, like that. So that's unfortunate. Then go ahead on here and spin around the waist. Get him standing. Yep. Up here, I'm going to go ahead and untab this and bring it back like that. Take the head, lift it out, do a 180 on the head. Then here, what you want to do is go ahead and untab this, open that back up, lift this back up 180, rotate this whole assembly around. Yes, it kind of mimics that weird bit of animation from the movie. Rotate it all around, close this back up, tap it back in, bring it down into this, against the windshield, and then bring this up, and these tabs will go into the lower slots here on the inside of the chest. You go ahead and take the spoiler here, you take this, rotate it around on this hinge, and this tab will go into this slot right here that was on the hood. And then finally, take this piece right here, lift it up, spin around the exhaust pipes, and then this rests in this hole back here on the back of the arm. Same with this thing. Open that up, rotate this around, and put that in the hole. And there you go. There's Hot Rod in his robot mode. And yep, this is a good looking hot rod. This is a very screen accurate hot rod for many reasons, other than possibly the color might be a little off, because they're really resistant to that because it's a little pinkish. That was always the thing, was it's too pink. It's too pink. It's always too pink. Yeah, this is a good looking hot rod. It does come a little bit, it came a little bit at the expense of the vehicle, namely the knees, sticking out of the back, but it largely looks good. The chest is the thing of it. It's got a fake chest, but the real chest does, or the real hood does wind up where it would have anyway. So that kind of works. What this does is makes it so it does that weird thing where it just kind of bends right here. That's really difficult to emulate on the real thing. And they tried multiple times, or they tried on the MP9 and didn't quite look right. I'm not bringing out Masterpiece stuff. I'm bringing out MP9 for this comparison, because I don't really like to, for the most part, I don't like to compare Masterpiece to mainline too much anymore. I used to do that a couple times, but it feels like a waste of time, because you're not crossing those streams very often. Most people aren't. Anyway, of course, he's got his guns, which he can just straight up hold, just in his hands, which you got to open those up a little bit to make sure you can put the guns in. But yeah, you can hold those. Whatnot. Yeah, nice silver guns. Again, you got the faux chest with the Autobot symbol, and you got the little faux headlights kind of squished in, and orange legs and the gray shins, and his head, which is, good old gray with blue eyes. It looks a little stern here, like a little stern there. You got some line detail. You got the silver up here on the shoulders, all that stuff. You got these little exhaust pipes. Yeah, the backpack's a little odd. It doesn't look quite correct for the movie, but you know what? It works. It's also pretty slim. If you see that, you can see that it's actually a fairly slim backpack. It's not a massive one. This is the reason why people are even claiming it's better than the what was it? Was that the MP28? Yeah, whatever. That hot rod, the last MP hot rod. People are claiming it's even better than him because, well, backpack and whatnot, and look. He just doesn't have that just flat. Yeah, it looks really good like this, honestly. Just generally looks really good. It got the little orange detailing here on that and all that stuff. So yeah, he looks good. And of course, he's got his accessories and whatnot. Again, you still use these flame effect things, and yeah, they can still peg on like to here, kind of. I guess, yeah, firing. They can also, yes, they can peg onto the ends of the guns, so it looks like they're firing. Kind of, although it looks more like fire, so it kind of looks just odd. Yeah, he's also got a couple things like, in the head here, he's got you can open up the head right here, and hey, look, it's got a little visor, so you can shout Decepticons and start shooting, and what's that darn kid doing? Pew pew, he's got his little exhaust guns, I guess. Got that, so he can do that. It's also, it's also not on mine, at least. It's not too stiff or anything, so that's good. No risk of it, accidentally breaking it, just trying to pull it out. Another cool thing is, yeah, that saw blade accessory, yeah, to attach that, all you got to do is, open this up, and, yeah, it just opens up, and then you spin this around, put the hand inside the arm, collapse this up, and they got a little peg now. Close that back up, and then this just pegs over. Real simple. Just, zoop. Yeah, and this spins, although a lot of friction, so it doesn't spin freely. Why is it so high? It's unfortunate that doesn't spin super freely. That's a bit of a thing, but it does roll, you know, or does move. It just isn't free spinning. The other thing on this hand is not a peg. It's actually, if I can get this open, spin that around and hey, look, it's a little welding. I think it's the welding torch. You know, when you fix cup, which I do not have Studio Series cup yet, but yeah, you can do that. You know, so he doesn't have any hands now. But you can do all that stuff. So that's neat. It's yeah, they have that. Still thing. Yeah, so you can only put the saw blade in his left hand. I can't remember if he just uses left hand or not. Yeah, those are things for sure. And of course, one last accessory or couple of accessories. And what is with these legs? What are they doing? There we go. One last couple of accessories. One of which is the Matrix. Yep, a Matrix. Little Matrix, you know, painted. I believe it's just translucent blue plastic painted with silver and bronze. See that? Yep. And on the back side, it's hollow. Huh? Yeah, it's a Matrix. He can kind of hold it, kind of. It's weird because he got his opening hand, so what you have to do is kind of hook it around the thumbs because, yeah. But he can hold it. Just get the thumb through. Yeah, it's a little difficult to get all the joints to cooperate with it on this one. Yep. You can hold it. Yeah, this also comes with a little effects part of its own. It's the little opening blast thing from the movie when he opens in Unicron. That just clips over the Matrix and boom. Now it's, oh hey, look, now it's getting ready to destroy everything. You know, got a light or darkest hour. Yeah, that's all the accessories. Which, yeah, that's a lot of accessories plus his his engineering and whatnot. That's why he's a $30 Voyager instead of a $20 Deluxe. So, articulation. Head is on a ball joint to left and right. He's got up and down. Got a lot of waggle, you know, because he's got a lot of sass because he's turbo revving young punk. And he's got, you know, shoulders which go all the way around, although the kind of bang into the spoiler a little bit, although you can alleviate that a bit. You got outward, like that. They actually technically have butterflies. It's not a huge amount of butterflying, but there is technically a butterfly joint, although you kind of have to maneuver it weird. And then, yeah, his arm starts looking funny. But you can do it. He's also got a bicep swivel, and as you can see, an elbow joint, which curls up quite a bit, you know, over 90 degrees. That's cool. His wrist can swivel. And also, thanks to the little gimmick, they do have a little bit of inward-outward, which might be helpful, particularly for the Matrix. But yeah, swivel. His fingers can open and close, which is unusual. He's got that waist swivel, unhindered. No ab crunch or anything, but he's got hips, which, yeah, they're the kind where the hip, the cut just kind of comes with the hip. Go forward that far, back only that far, outward that far. He's got thigh swivels, which are pretty much unhindered. He's got knees, which double jointed, I believe. Yep, double jointed knees, although you only get that much range because of how massive his shins are. And his ankles can tilt inward about that far. And you got forward a little bit. You got a little bit backwards. So yeah, he's actually got pretty good articulation. The only thing he's really missing is that insane ab crunch that the MP version has. But other than that, yeah, he's got pretty good, darn good articulation. And of course, one other thing you can do is use the backdrop, which, yep, inside of Unicron there, you know, the display. Oh, him figuring out he can, in fact, light their darkest hour. All that stuff. You can see that. Studio Series, Transformers, 86, all that stuff. Little backdrop. It's pretty neat. You know, it's neat if you do this thing, but, you know, I don't really have the room for these backdrops, so you have to just recycle them. And just to compare him with other figures, here he is with the old classics Rodimus. He's noticeably taller than him, so yeah, bigger car mode, but he's bigger. And also way more posable. This guy's kind of limited. Here's Titan's Return Hot Rod, who is taller by a bit, but also got weird proportions and whatnot. Power of the Prime's Hot Rod, which, yeah, knows will be definitely taller because he was kind of supposed to be. That was always a weird thing about these guys. Those the leader guys with the smaller figures with their deluxe pluses kind of stuff. But yeah, taller, but kind of weird looking in some ways. And of course, G1 Hot Rod, who is actually taller, but again, not as good. And just for the sake of, because the new concurrent series here, he is the Studio Series Jazz, who he is a bit taller than, which actually makes sense, is my understanding. It's, yeah, apparently Hot Rod and the other season 3 guys were just a bit taller than the season 1 and 2 guys because of reasons. There you go. There you go. There's a Studio Series Hot Rod here. Should you get him? Yes. He more or less lives up to the hype. Unless something like that yellow hinge really drives you that insane, or the knees sticking out the back drives you upsets you, he is an amazing hot rod. He's not perfect. We still don't have the perfect hot rod. I don't think even third parties manage that one. But we don't have the perfect hot rod yet, but he's still a really good hot rod and well worth the $30 with all the accessories. Yeah, you might, gripe and groan about how his, price is. He should be only $20 because he's deluxe and everything. But his engineering is really good. He's got a really clever transformation. He's got a lot of articulation. He's got quite a few accessories and gimmicks and whatnot. He's a fun figure. He's just fun to kind of throw back and forth and get Optimus killed and back and forth and light the darkest hour and all that stuff. He's fun. He's a fun figure. He's a good-looking hot rod. For $30, he's absolutely worth it. He lives up to the hype I was saying, as far as I'm concerned. Yours might have the problem with the arms and the not tabbing together all the way in the alt mode, but I think he's good. I genuinely like him, and I am glad I got him, and absolutely recommend him to anyone who's a fan of the original movie, or just likes Hot Rod. If you're like Hot Rod, you're probably trying to find him, and if you can, get him for sure. Again, $30. He's popping up in stores and whatnot. I got mine from Pulse. Although I also got another figure from Pulse which didn't quite work out, which hopefully I'll find that one sooner or later because I want to review that one too. A certain guy stole Matrix and then got all ugly because of it. But yeah, definitely get him for sure. No questions. He's just worth it. He's probably so far the best of the Studio Series, although I don't have the whole thing yet. Or Studio Series 86, I should say. And yeah, that's it. I hope you like this. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. I hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Patreon. That's coffee. Check me out on Twitter. My Nemesis Prime 1. And I shall see you next time with another video review.